are live with Dennis, the very talented Dennis, and we'll get into that. But, you know, more importantly, besides you, Dennis, this is episode 30, so you should feel very honored.
30. Wow. Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors.
Sports? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not going sports now.
Yeah, I don't know how people feel about sports, because I played sports my whole life, but I never watched sports.
Yeah.
So my father-in-law is really big into baseball, all sports. So I try to figure out just enough just to, kind of seem like I know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a basketball fan.
There you go.
Yeah. But I'm not good into sports. I'm not great. I stay within my hobbies, so.
Yeah. And I was just deep diving again like I usually do, and we've been chit-chatting on and off for quite a few years, I believe.
Yeah, very, very long time.
I think we both got our minis around the same time, no? Maybe?
This one, 2017.
Yeah.
And then before this one, I got that one for, 2 years before that? I can't remember. 2016, 2015-ish, I think.
We'll jump into that. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was like, man, it's been crazy. And I think it was through, even just Facebook. I don't even remember how we met, but
I think Instagram.
Was it Instagram? Did
yeah,
you get Instagram?
You had a gold tooth Cray.
Yeah.
And then, I kept mine, and then I believe it was those Cars and Coffee at those outlets, and then I attended La Carretera in downtown LA car show with Ant Hines and Graham Reed. Yeah, and then that's when, posting people reposting my photos, the cars photos, not mine, but yeah.
Sweet. Well, let's kind of jump into. I like to start the show with kind of how you got into classic minis. What attracted you to it? Were you always a car guy, or kind of tell me a little bit about that?
No, I like cars. I was young. I think it was 15 years old. I had the Nissan Sentra back in Manila, Philippines, and it was a boxy car. I rode with my friends with it, and then we would go to do drag races, illegal drag races in some parts of the city. And then after that, I moved on and, learned different hobbies, but not a car guy, not at all. Not until I got this car. No, not this car. It was a crazy story. I've always wanted a Mini. I thought it was unachievable. I've had a Mini wallpaper on my computer for many, many years. I was in the military at that time, and I thought, man, this is my unicorn, Yeah. And so I started with $900. I told myself, my coworker's selling a pickup truck. It was a Toyota Hilux, 1983. It was the mini trucks, I was into that for a while. And then next thing you know, 2 payments of $900 led to another. And then next thing you know, after 5 years, I got my first Mini. It was the purple one, which Dana Branzima owns now. She's from Santa Maria. She resurrected that car. So it's just a little bit of flipping. I flip cars, not as a business, but as a hobby. I went through 5 cars in. 5 cars in what, 2 years? A year and a half, something like that. It was crazy. Yeah, my wife was not very happy about that.
It's at least you didn't keep all of them.
No, I wanted to, but you gotta have a space, you gotta have a budget. I won't be, and then I'm a one project type of guy. One project at a time type of guy. If I have 2 or 3, no way I can keep up. So this was the only one for now.
Right. For now.
Yeah, I got another one in the trailer.
Oh, let's go. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yep.
Um, I have to ask. To clarify. You said you had the Nissan Sentra or something like that.
It was early '90s, early '90s or late '80s.
And you said you went to
Nissan Sentra.
And you went to drag races. Were you drag racing that, or were
Yeah.
you just go? That's
Yeah, we would go. Like I said, I'm not. I was never good at it. Like me and my friends would. It was a great attraction, you know. There was like this place in Philippines, in Manila, Quezon City, where everybody goes on Friday nights. You know, if you're into cars, that's the place to go because that's where big boys like do their drag races, and then,
right.
you know, cops will come, and then everybody scrams. This was like in the 80s, early 90s, and you know, I would go there like on the weekends and let's go, you know, like I would have like my friend and I will let's go, you know, and I would never win that thing. I never won anything, but it was fun. It was the rush. I think the rush was the one that's you kind of want to have, you know. It's the rush where you know you're on that line ready to go. I mean, the car was fast, don't get me wrong, but it's just me. I'm never a good driver. Yeah,
Not fast. You're not fast enough. Yeah.
No, I lack the driving skill, I guess.
That's why I just really want to get into some sort of grassroots motorsports, because it's like, all right, am I going to be the best? No, not by a long shot. Is my car going to be best? Hell no. But it's just like the fun, the rush of it. You know, I've never experienced it, but I can only imagine just based off of, you know, driving in the canyons, just that feeling, and then, you know, so
yeah, you gotta find the it thing, you know, the element where it makes you drive, the element that makes you build, you know, the element that makes you keep coming for more. Which that was like the story of this car. It's for me, it's the element of building and scavenging and meeting great people that that contributed to the greatness of the classic minis in the 1960s Monte Carlo Rally. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this. For those that are just listening, he has his amazing Mark I rally inspired build behind was it CRX 90B?
Yeah, it's a CRX 90B. It was driven by the Morley twins. It was also driven by Patty Hopkirk, actually. So a lot of great drivers, you know, had the car. This is not the car.
Right.
This was it started as a 997 Cooper, and then so I built, like, before this one I had another one. It was a Mark I Cooper. It was a 997 also. It was I believe it was a 1963. I acquired that through a swap with a good friend of mine in LA, George Molina. So this is what, like, I had like the purple one, and then I acquired a yellow Australian Clubman. That was really sweet. That was like, has fresh paint, fresh body. But I didn't know it was like sought after by this collector guy in LA. And then immediately when I started posting car, you know, he found out about it. He's like, hey, I want that car. I've been looking for that car for years. He's like, oh, wow, I just got this one. And yeah, and at that time we lived in San Diego at that time. And he said, how do I get the car? You know, no, you're not going to get a car. You know, it's my car, you know. And so I said, no way I'm going to give up the car. I've never had you know, this is like my dream to have a Mini. It's not a Clubman, but it's a rust-free, beautiful body, you know, Australian Clubman. I settled, basically, until he mentioned that, would you trade for a Cooper? A Mark I Cooper for it.
Dang.
And so I'm like, that's like a no-brainer, you know. Like my wallpaper, I mean, I've always wanted a Cooper S.
Right.
Everybody did, you know. And I said, let me see some pictures. So let me see. Yeah. So all of a sudden, I'm like, from no hell no to let me see some pictures. You start showing me picture. You said it's not perfect. It doesn't have cancer. It runs. It drives. It has a Cooper engine. It's not a 1275. It's a 998. It's not matching, but it's still a Cooper. I have heritage certificate. Man, it took me like so many days. And he said, that's the best I could do. I want the car, and let's trade cars. You're gonna get the, he told me you're getting the better end of the deal. You know that, And I'm like, I kind of, well, yeah, but I didn't want to tell him straight up,
Yeah.
Yeah. Until I said yes. I drove to L.A. Yeah, he was a little annoyed because I keep nitpicking the Cooper. It's like, are you including this? Are you including this? Because he wanted to have the door cards, all the interior.
Right.
So I put that thing on the trailer, and I had the bucket for a seat. He took out everything inside the car.
Wow.
No interior, no panels, no seats. It runs, but I gave up a really nice Clubman for it, and
right.
I just have to move on. You know what? You got the Clubman. I have my Cooper. Fine. So the Cooper wasn't a tartan red, old English white. It's red. It's white, but it's not the same tartan red that you see, the common ones you see out here. And so I got bitten by the rally cars. Oh, red, white, rally. Let's put some lights on it. My background, I was a helicopter mechanic. I've been doing that for many, many years. I work for Department of the Navy. So I have like a little bit of skill, a little bit of fabrication background, a little bit. No, not really like crazy fabrication, but I know how to put two and two together.
Yeah.
I know tolerances. I know what fits. I know how to drill properly. I know how to measure. I know how to. My attention to detail is crazy.
Yes.
Like you probably like noticed that by now.
If anyone follows you probably notice that on any project you're doing.
Yeah. The attention to detail is nuts. I go 100, 200 miles an hour in my head, and so I built the car. Right, I turned it into a rally car. Not the correct way. I went to a Home Depot for a lot of the metal parts and brackets, bolts, screws, washers. And then in San Diego, there's a place there in Miramar where you can buy really cool brackets and just a hardware that you won't find on Home Depot. I forgot the name of it, but everybody goes there for machining, tooling, all that stuff. Hard to find brackets, hard to find bolts, nuts, whatever you need, it's there. And then so I bought a bunch of stuff from there and started building my car. It looked like the Paddy Hopkirk, but I went with a number 56. Yeah, and then later down the road, I went to like my first Mini Meet West, 2016 San Diego with it. It was a crazy experience. Yeah, and then it was my first Mini Meet West, and yeah, everything. Yeah, it worked out, and then ended up selling the car to Jeremy Thorpe up north, and the car is now at the Portland Mini dealership in their show car, because Paddy Hopkirk signed the car, and then Jet Motors did their thing, turned it into a 37, put a roof rack. I think they took out the roof rack, but they changed the numbers to 37. So everybody knows that car, actually.
Right? Yeah, everyone knows that car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So okay, so that was the previous one, not your current one.
Not the current one. This one, I acquired this one in 2017. It only took me like a year and a half to build this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because
it was fast. I was pretty fast.
Yeah, you pretty much just got the car and dove right into it.
Yeah, dove right into it. Here we go. I'm gonna put my first hole on it, and then I never went back. And then, but that had a lot of help. I had a lot of help. So at that time, I believe that's when No. So during the 56 build, I came up to this idea. Let me build my own group page, Facebook group page, right? It's called the Classic Works Rally Mini Replicas at that time. A lot of people it gave me stink eye, but it was nuts. I mean, I went from 0 to 100, followers, members in within months. It's
right.
nuts. And then next thing you know, I was getting retired engineers from the special tuning, competition, BMC competition at that time in 1960s. I mean, their sons were like joining their previous owners, like current and previous owners of real works cars, the surviving ones, started joining, and then like, wow, like I need to like make my title like kind of a little bit attractive, because it's not appealing to the real car owners, you know. So I changed that into a classic mini, classic works rally minis. So that was like the final title. I went through different changes.
Right.
And should I go public? And that's when at the time I went private. So you have to like go through these steps so you could get vetted, because I was getting a lot of like spams.
Tons of spam.
Yeah, selling me like T-shirts and stuff. Which yeah, and then I didn't have help. I didn't have any moderators. It was just me. So I was like vetting. But it's crazy because it's still growing. So now we have like over 5,500 members. I think 6,000 members now. Yeah,
I think I'm a part of that too.
It's fun. It's fun. It was a fun group. The retired mechanics, you know, painters, even painters, you know, their sons, they said like, paint it this way, Dennis. They were sending me parts, like rare materials, you know, like, and so that contributed me to like building this the right way, because I had help now, you know, and since these parts were not really available at that time, it wasn't for the consumers, you know, it was. The parts were built to send out these cars to compete at the Monte Carlo. So there's like very few at a time. And so the seats, everything I had to like freeze frame old videos so I could, use my Adobe Illustrator to figure out what type of font they used, and I didn't know it was like very rare. I had to like use my pen tool a lot. Numbers, letters, everything.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, when I was scrolling back through Instagram, I see like you said, it had like the font up on making the graphics and everything like that. And it looks so good and so real, if you make a vintage looking film.
And I learned that, and I also learned that I would, not to settle for just white vinyl. It looks weird, So, so I don't know. I don't know if you know, but the car, I wrecked this car in San Diego.
Yeah.
I was gonna attend that Orange County outlet Cars Coffee, and in morning 6:00 Saturday morning, this thing rolled down my driveway.
I remember
it was a steep driveway. I didn't have chocks. Inside joke, and hit a car across the street.
Oh man, I remember.
Oh my god, I had like bruises everywhere. I tried to stop the car. I tried to hop in the car. I couldn't reach the handbrake, and the freaking door ran me over, hit my head. So I went under the door.
Oh no!
My leg almost got ran over by the tires.
Oh,
and it hit the car. It hit my neighbor's car, and so I rolled down the driveway. 6:00 in the morning. It was like a little bit dark. Yeah. And so at the moment I got up, fuck, did somebody see? Somebody saw me? There's nobody. Nobody was there. But yeah, so I took pictures, knocked on my neighbors, and told her, my car hit your car. Like, fucking how?
Did it even do any damage?
Oh yeah.
To the neighbor's car or no?
Oh yeah, it did.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Yeah, it scratched. It I think he hit a corner. It was they had a dent, but
man.
So a good friend of mine, Chris Ashworth from Romance with Rust, he's the one that took care of me. He fought my insurance to make sure the car gets a proper attention, because at that point my insurance company would like to just paint the outside, repair the outside, and
right.
And Chris Ashford made a point, like, show them pictures, I guess. Did you know this car is famous on Instagram? I'm not gonna
this is a historic vehicle.
Well, not really. I mean, for the kids, I guess. But
yeah.
But not. I mean, it's a replica, But it's popular. It's popular because at that time, I think I was one of the very few that was serious about the build.
Yeah.
And so I was getting followers and likes and all that. And then so Chris said, I'm not gonna put my company's name and then this guy will blast me on Instagram like the shop did a stupid job but no, Chris went above and beyond repairing the car to where it is now. Yeah, he was able to restore the messed up what we call it, like the trunk lid, the boot lid,
boot lid, back quarter panel type of area.
Yeah, he painted it from all the way to the door, to the A panel, all the way to the. That's what he did. He said, red car is kind of hard to match, so we got to go extra mile and
blend it nicely.
Started from the side mirror all the way around. So he did that. It was nuts. Yeah.
Man, I remember when that happened. It's just like
everybody was like playing. Oh man, so it was always been an inside joke about Chalks and myself.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, every time I post a picture of the car and where's the Chalks, Dennis? Man, that was nuts. It was nuts. Crazy Saturday morning.
I had a car that I did that once with. It was actually a newer Mini manual, and it wasn't like a steep driveway or anything, but I think I was just in a rush. I think I was in college, and I just parked for class to get into class, and just usually I always have it, put it in first gear, pull the e-brake, and I guess I didn't do any of that, and someone came in like over the announcement in the building, and like, does anyone have a silver Mini that's I was like, oh shit. And I like came back and it just like rolled back very slowly and bumped into the curb. Like,
oh my God.
So it was just in the middle of the parking lot. I was like, oh shit.
Well, at least you didn't hit the car.
E-brake failed. It wasn't me.
Oh no, mine was like really me. Yeah, I was half asleep trying to, because I had my garage at that time was like really tiny. Like it's nuts because every time I pull the car out, right? So it was this, my garage, the door, and then it's like a steep driveway.
Right.
So every time I take it out, I would I could barely fit on the side of the cars. That's how small my garage was. So I would put the Chalks. I had Chalks. It would line it up right there where the back tires would fall. So I would push it slightly, maybe like a foot or two, just for me to get in the door, right?
Right.
Because I couldn't. You won't be able to get in the door in the garage. So I would push it, but that motherfucker missed the chalk and it just rolled down and I chased it.
Oh no!
Yeah. If I had the Ring camera, oh man, that would go viral.
Let's be real. I feel like we've all been in similar situations with especially like getting up early for a Cars and Coffee. We've all done something stupid like.
Oh yeah.
I was doing something one more early for a Cars and Coffee, and it was like the first one back after COVID. And I don't remember what I was doing. Something like I like reached into the engine bay like while the car was going, and I nicked my finger on the fan. Oh, and my finger was like it could have chopped my whole finger off, and it was like,
oh man,
it was bleeding everywhere. And I just looked. I was like, all right, everything's still there. It's just giant gash, and I was like. Got to go to the show, and I knew I had no Band-Aids at the house, so I just texted my buddy. I was like, "Hey, bring a Band-Aid."
Oh man,
it was like wrapped up in freaking shop towels and stuff. We've all done stupid shit in the early morning.
Oh yeah, I had like, oh man, that was only that wasn't it. Like the previous one, I had, Jesus Christ, like that thing ran me over in my garage. You know those push start inside the engine bay?
Yeah,
I fucking like touched that. And I think it was the car was on gear, and then I don't know how that happened, but it just like it just keep going, keep ramming me, and I had like a fridge in the garage. So at that time, that was my first car. I mean, I would park it outside, but it was funny. It was weird. And I had to jump out and like, wow, like I have like those like stupid moments, but I guess like those moments like made you kind of bond with the car.
Yeah. We've all been there. I think everyone has a story like that. And if you don't, you're lying.
I know. Instagram, like It's just like full of the good ones, but everybody should just post the bad ones too.
Yeah, seriously. So how long did this process of building your current one kind of take? I know, like you said, you're very meticulous, and you did a deep dive, and it's I know no car is never really finished. You're always probably tweaking, making it a little bit better, but for the most part, how long did it kind of take to get it going?
At this point, I mean, from 2017, I think I stopped working on it when I moved up north. Late 2019 is when I stopped working on it. Everything, I feel like I'm on a dead end right now, unfortunately, because some of the parts are just like hard to find. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, my lights are not even wired. My dash, the switches are not wired. Just because it's hard to find the wire loom, because they use, I believe they used Rolls-Royce wire loom for that, for the works cars. I have pictures of how to do it, but if I can't have the material, I'm not gonna work on it, So I didn't. This car, I didn't try to like settle, but then again, it's you as you can tell, it's a left-hand drive car. It's also the same, not really an agreement, but out of respect to the real CRX 90B in the UK. I think it was owned by MiniWorks now. Out of respect to that car, I kept mine left-hand drive. A lot of people like making fun of it because you should be on the right. Even Patty Hopkirk like joked about it. Yeah, but because like the car, I mean, I do a lot of Instagram posts, social media posts, and I don't want people to think that this is the car. It's works cars for me. It's like one of those like it's still unattainable. A lot of people want so much money for the real ones that competed. So I figured, I'm okay with my tribute car. But yeah, so it took me until end of 2019. But I learned how to sew leather. I bought a sewing machine just to build the damn like grill muff. That's what they call it. Grill muff.
The grill muff. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned how to sew, and I was able to build, I believe, two more. I built two more. I sent one to Guy Smith. Mr. Guy Smith was the one that was, feeding me information of pictures of how to do it right. He even sent me a picture of the real CRX 90B with the Morley twins. It was a high resolution black and white photo. He has a lot of photos. I have, So this was a photo of it. It's a CRX 90, but this was at that time it was Patty Hopkirk was driving. So I would put this on the car every time I do car shows, and then I have another photo there when it was I used the photos a lot on the side number, So and I was also John Littman. There you go. Mr. John Littman helped me build the car too. At that point, he was the owner of the CRX 90B, so I was in communication with him. Who else helped me? The Hirons, the father and son, Michael Hirons. I believe he's in Scotland. I can't remember. He's the one who provided me some more pictures, but it was a different configuration. So this is a Group 2 works configuration. So every car is they belong to a different configuration. The way the front lights, the electrical wiring and all that stuff, it's all different. So he provided me the original tires that LBL 666D had in the Monte Carlo. He just told me like, don't use it because it has like cracks and But it was nice because it was like the Dunlop Weathermaster SB44, but with a hole so you could screw in your studs.
That's cool.
It was cool. I mean, they still reproduce that. That's what I have right now. But it's a newer version without, you can't screw the studs anymore.
Are those the tires that you have kind of like on display at the show? Like one of the most memorable pictures I I think it was like an indoor car show maybe, and you had this whole display, and you had like
Oh,
mud
man, yeah.
mud on the car, and dude, it was the coolest thing ever. I don't know why. I just always
All right.
remember that in my
I
mind.
want to
That
tell you
was
the
such a
story
cool
in
thing.
that one. So
Yeah.
Graham Reed invited us, San Diego Minis, to be a part of this show.
Okay.
I believe it was Graham Reed who wrote us an email. We need cars because we are attending the Classic Auto Show. It was the biggest Classic Auto Show in LA at that time. I think it still is. So it was going to be held at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Really big, you know.
Yeah.
Big
yeah.
boys, you know. So Joni Berkowitz, which is, I think she was the president of the SD Minis at that time, very crafty person too. She said, Dennis, you got to go. We're going to go. We're all going to go. And we're all going to help you. And then we're going to have like Graham Reed's green van next to it and make it look like it was it was her idea. Make it rally, make it into make it look like you're rallying, and then it broke on the side of the road.
Support vehicle.
With support vehicle, yeah. And so, well, how do you make it dirty? And so Joni, it was pretty clever. I said, I'm not putting mud in my car. You're not gonna throw mud. And Joni said, well, maybe we might be able to have a solution for that. I believe like she mixed soda into. I think she was filtering mud, real mud, with soda. So it kind of like make it. I don't know how she makes it. I forgot, but I remember. So okay, here's a trippy story. The morning before the door opened, day one, right? I think it was 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. We put the mud everywhere. It was so muddy. And we even put like a mannequin underneath. It was like on jack.
Yeah.
And we put like barriers around it so nobody would just push it, So we put a mannequin underneath the car. Like he was working on it and stuff. It was insane. And then we had like my car, Graham Reed's van, Heritage Garage, So it was a collaboration of many owners of America, Los Angeles, and SD Minis. And it was surrounded by Mula Minis. It was a really insane display. The center was my car and Graham's, and 8 o'clock, right? I think I was like one of the first ones. So I just want to make sure like everything's good to go before they open at 9, right?
Right.
And so like, man, that windshield right here doesn't look right because it has like splatters of mud, right? I mean, I remember watching an old rally where they doing like the windshield. The wipers were doing this,
right.
And they had mud everywhere. So I figured, what if I put water and make it wet, and then just do that with
smudge it,
kind of smudge it a little bit to form the wipers or the pattern. I was creating a pattern, and so I would put water, and I would take out the wipers, and then just slowly like doing that. And then like 15 minutes later, I look back behind me. It was Wayne Carini. It was the whole host, the judges. I believe it was the DVs. Wayne Carini was there. I can't remember who else was there. Great car builders. God, I can't remember. It was like from one of those from the all girls garage. It was like Motor Trend channel host.
Okay. Yeah.
And
okay.
they're all behind me.
Right.
And then look at this guy, like while everybody's trying to buff their car clean, and this guy's slinging mud on his car, like at the biggest show in LA. And then that's when I met Wayne Carini. And then he was just like laughing, and everybody was laughing. It was crazy.
It was such a great display, and yeah, I was going back through the pictures, because the Graham's car, and it had like the BMC, I forget what, like it was like the panel van, right? It said like BMC like Works Rally Team or whatever it said on there. It looked cool, but yeah, that was funny that you mentioned that story about the windshield wipers, because I was like, man, they even went through the trouble of smudging it on the windshield.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. I love that picture.
Oh man, I met a lot of like celebrities that week. Mike Brewer, the host of what's the show again? Mike Brewer.
I don't know.
He would no,
I probably know, but I don't know.
What Wayne had the classic chasing classic cars, and then Mike Brewer. Fuck, I had
Is it Wheeler Dealer?
Wheeler Dealers, yeah, Wheeler
There we go.
Dealers. So the host of
Yeah.
Wheeler Dealers. So he was the host of the show, and God, this guy offered me money for my car because he's always wanted the Cooper S. He said, I've always wanted a 1964 Cooper S. And in front of people, he was doing that. Like, you're gonna shake my hand. Like, no, I'm not gonna shake your. I'm not selling you my car. I'm not selling you my car. And the who else was there? Oh man, there's a lot of people I met, and then there's like a guy that flew from the UK. He was attending a Porsche convention at that time too. That drove one of the Works rally cars. He attended and then saw my post, and yeah, I met a lot of great people. Even Chip Foose. Yeah. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see the car, but I told him, like, hey, Chip, I've always been a fan. Like, can you sign my poster? I brought this like big ass like picture of the '72 car, and then he's like, I know this car. Yeah, this car is here. Well, not the car, but
Not the car.
but yeah, and it looks like that. Yeah, it's here right now. Yeah, it's here right now, and I want to see it. Maybe after the show. And so, so we would leave the car. So I'd never get to talk to him again. So because everywhere Chip Foose would go, he would get stopped within 5 feet. Chip, look at my car, or Chip, sign my stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but it was nice. It was a great experience. LA was a great experience. I attended that twice. I think the following year we did that again, but it was at Costa Mesa. This time it was with Tyler Gildred, Super Coopers. That's when I think it was the second time I met him at that time. Tyler and I have been good friends. We've been sharing these like crazy car back and forth talks, So that's another crazy story too, because they picked up the car. So Classic Auto Show works is there's this category. It's called the Grand Boulevard. So out of 1,500 to 2,000 cars, because they also have cars in the parking lot. If you make it inside, great. You're like, you're like one of the best, I guess. But if you go to the Grand Boulevard, it's the best 30. And so I was setting my car up for Costa Mesa, and I think one of the organizers saw my car. They asked me immediately, "Would you like to be in the Grand Boulevard?" And I said, this is a tribute car. It's not the car. It's not a real car. It's not the real Works rally car. Just to let you know, because I know the Grand Boulevard, like really crazy, like collectors, historians.
Right.
They go there and they look at a car, and I don't want my car to be like, this is wrong. Why is it on the left hand side? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I said yes, and they said like, well, it's pretty attractive. Everybody keeps stopping every time, and so I said yes. I was parked next to. I had like three, four cars. I think my car was the cheapest in that 30 cars. Like there was a Pantera.
Doesn't mean it wasn't the coolest.
Oh man, man, like so in front of me on the right they had the drag racing car from the movie Grease.
Oh, okay.
And then next to me it was the Cadillac owned by a former president.
Wow.
Like really, really like super rare collectible cars that you'll see at the Peterson Museum.
Yeah.
None of these cars are daily driven. They just keep going from big car shows to collectors to big car shows. They travel the whole world, And then there's my Mini, I put like some signs, I have a display about just to tell what's the car about. And then they had judging. in the Grand Boulevard. So every category there's a People's Choice Award. So you pick a ballot. You put like what car you like. You know, you get to make the vote. And holy shit, I won the Grand Boulevard People's Choice Award.
Holy shit!
Yeah, yeah, that was
That's super
nuts.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, $1 million cars. Yeah, I beat all of them. Yeah,
That's it. It's so funny though. I've said this many times. You go to, especially with yours is such a unique looking Mini. Go to a car meet, a car show, or whatever. You pull up and there's all sorts of crazy, rare $1 million cars, supercars, and people just love the damn Mini, man. Like it's such a. I think it's such. People might know what it is, and I think it's just such a like an eye-catching thing because it's so small and crazy, and like you don't see a car with 10-inch wheels every day or something so small, and I think it just like, man, it's just something about it,
Yeah, it's very attractive. Like I would attend this. They have. I think it was a Rancho Santa Fe. They have this thing they call the Secret Car Club was organizing that all the time. They said it's invite only, but people know, it's a Cars and Coffee in Rancho Santa Fe. It's a very upper class neighborhood in San Diego where I would attend. I would go there and just park the car, and I would be parked next to a rare vintage Ferrari, and then they won't go to that car. They would come see my car.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, it's hard to get gas. Every Mini, you have to get gas at night because if you're trying to get to work or get somewhere and you need to get gas during the day, it's not a really great idea. People will stop you and you'll never get to where you're going. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. That's funny.
Yeah, I even had like motorcycles. There was this crazy dude. Like, I was on the highway, I-5. Some guy in a motorcycle doing a selfie with me. He was next to my car. I'm like, what the fuck are you like, trying to get me killed here, guy? Like trying to die or?
That's funny. No, that's funny that you mentioned that. I feel like the Mini gets a lot of respect from like the hardcore bikers too. Like I'll pass like Harley, clubs, and they're all giving the thumbs up and like, what?
The thumbs
really?
up,
Like,
never ending thumbs up, never ending honking.
Never ending.
They'll honk
man.
at your car too.
Yeah, you're always rolling, and you see somebody filming your car as you're going down the highway or whatever.
Especially kids. Kids love the car.
Yeah, for sure. Tell me a little bit about Mini Meets West. It just ended last week, I believe it was. Were you the official social media team or what?
So Mini Meet West 2023 happened June 26 to 29. I was part of the organizing committee. I was in charge of making the logo, the website, the social media part that came in later. Because like the social media site was owned by Oregon Society member. I'm not sure if he's a president. Eric Newland was the admin. Mm-hmm. So we were trying to like get our social media up. So I was in charge of the social media, Instagram, Facebook, and the website. We had 150 something participants with 110 cars, 80 something classics, I believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a great turnout. We got there Sunday. We had like over 30 Zoom meetings. We would do it. Yeah, we would do it every.
It's a big event, though.
It's not easy. It's not easy, and you need a good committed army.
Yeah.
Of dedicated Mini enthusiasts to come up with an event like that.
Yeah.
So it was a joint organized efforts by the MULA, Mini Owners of America, Los Angeles, and the San Francisco clubs.
Right.
So the idea was put it in between the North and the South California. So it was decided that we would do it in Santa Maria, at the historic Santa Maria Inn, where, in the early pre-war, post-war, big Hollywood names like Charlie Chaplin. They would stay in that hotel. Very historic, very old hotel. Really, really cool place. So we had the show and shine happen. Well, Monday was the registration, so that's when you get to see a lot of these like cars like coming in one by one. Some of them in groups, some of them in trailers, some of them, they came from all over, all the way from Canada, Vancouver.
Wow.
Yeah, we had attendees from Vancouver, Alberta, all the way from Washington, Oregon, and then we had like a moke that came all the way from Florida. That was crazy. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. And
wow.
then we had people from Montana, Idaho, and Arizona. Nate Culpa was there in his cars. Wild Child Classic.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a well participated event. A lot of the big builders are there. Jet Motors there. Jeremy Thorpe's there. Nicholas Upton was there. Boot to Bonnet Restoration in Woodland. Graham Reed was there. Who else was there? A lot of popular. You see like the common names that you'll hear in the U.S. That has like the Mini. They were all there.
I think I saw the Mini Mania guys, the Racine.
Oh yeah. The
was
Mini Mania was there. Yeah. So Julie Racine was there with their blue pickup. Yeah. So she represented Mini Mania. Which I did a couple of video interviews. I think I did like over 15 interviews.
Wow. Where are those going to be? Are those going to be on the Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah. So throughout the 4 days, we had the show and shine Tuesday. Wednesday we did the autocross in Fontana, and then Thursday was the rally. And so every day, starting from Sunday, I would I just kept walking around with my camera, asking people for photos, interviews. So I decided, I suggested that let's come up with a Mini Meet West YouTube channel.
Oh, awesome!
And so I was able to acquire that. I figured it's a nice way of holding archives of Mini Meet West videos because
definitely.
We have a website, Mini Meet West, but minimeetwest.com. But the way it was structured was great, but I feel like it lacked a little bit of the multimedia. There's no photos, and some links are dead, and so I said like let's spread it around right now where it's represented on the major social media page because that's where everybody goes now. I believe nobody goes to the websites anymore, so if you gotta have a Facebook page, you gotta have an Instagram. You got to have a YouTube channel. Twitter, no, not really. But I think I even applied for like Threads. You heard about it, Threads?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did like a lot of interviews, builders, sponsors, participating members. They're all going to be on YouTube channel. It's at Mini Meet West. You just type youtube.com/@MiniMeetWest. I think it's Mini Meet West or at Mini Meet West, but you can Google it. And then a lot of them are gonna have and then a lot of them will be on Facebook also. I'll make sure everybody's all the Instagram social media pages are gonna be synced.
At Mini Meet West on YouTube.
No year. So we figured
no year.
That way, because
keep it consistent.
Yeah, keep it consistent. So we could that way we could hold like proper archiving. It's none of these like Mini Meet West 2023, and then after all your efforts are done, you gotta trash it, and then next year you gotta build a new one.
Right.
And so I want to be able to have like a good historical, analytical report. That way you can track how did we do last year from this year, because Facebook and Instagram, even the websites, they have like these analytics calculations where it's provided for you. You might as well utilize it. That way you could study and put your efforts in the right direction. make it better for the next events. You know.
Definitely. That's cool. Yeah, no, I mean it's a bucket list for me. I want to get up there or whatever the next one is.
I heard you were invited, but you guys didn't go.
I don't have a engine in my car right now, so
yeah. I know. I did. Yeah, that was me in 2016. I think I was trying to get my car to the car show, but I didn't make. I don't think I made it. I think I made it, but kind of like last minute, because of the same issues. Like I couldn't. And that was in San Diego where I live. So I can imagine coming from a different part of town. Yeah. It's not easy, like taking leave for Monday to Friday. I think that was like the common
yeah, I think
issue.
That's a common thing because I know a lot of 30 to 50-year-olds that want to go, and it's like how do you pick which meet you go to or show you go to or vacations,
yeah.
I'm heading to Hawaii for my wife's birthday next week. It's like, hey, just kidding. I'm not gonna go take leave for that one. I'm gonna go to this mini show for myself.
Same thing with me. Obviously, like it's crazy because like June is like a tricky time to do the Mini West because a lot of couples are celebrating their anniversaries and that's the time when you get married, really. And so same thing for
wedding season.
Yeah, wedding season. And so a lot of the couples celebrates their, like mini owners, they celebrate their anniversaries during the Mini Meet West. It's nice. I think what I like about the Mini Meet West is because it caters to a wider audience. It's an event where you get to participate even if you're from out of state.
It looks amazing, man. I really want. I've been. It's one of those that I haven't been to yet, so it's like I always forget, and then it sneaks up. But this year it was actually, I think it was over my birthday kind of week.
Yeah. And
it just so happened I just couldn't get my car together for it.
Yeah.
Man. It's on the bucket list for sure. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody. If you want to just show your car, do you want to do a rally? Do you want to do the Funkana?
It's a nice event. It's not a club. It's an event. A lot of people are like, is that a club? Like, no, it's not a club. It's an event.
It's just an event.
It's an event where bigger groups can go and participate. It's for everyone.
Right.
You get to you raise your hand. Hey, can we do it here? All right. Mm-hmm. Well, you get to organize it. Just if you need help, everybody jumps in there. And I'm from Vacaville, and I helped them with the website and all that promotion.
Yeah,
it's crazy because like in 2016 when I first attended the Mini Meet West, I told myself, I know this event happens every year, but it usually happens in different parts of the West, Canada and U.S. And I told myself, this is probably like the first and last event I'm gonna go to because you look everywhere. These guys are, they're retired, and a lot of the folks are kind of in their like 50 and up, 60s and up, Mm-hmm. And man, I hope like I have all the time in the world like these guys, but dude, like 2016, it was a Sunday, so San Diego Minis was the organizer, right? And so I told Joni, let me help. I want to be a part of it. So I designed a poster for the Mini Meet West 2016. I even designed a rally placard for the event. And so I had like a little bit of inside information, who's coming, where they're coming from, and how are they going to arrive, right? And so a big part of the group was the San Francisco Minis. These guys are freaking hardcore. The group, man, like they freaking drive their cars to the event.
Yeah.
And you gotta, it was nuts. So all that stuff was new to me. That whole time I had my Mini, I thought people will trailer their cars. You'll see a lot of trailers because we we allotted a lot of space for the parking, for the show and shine for the
Right.
trailers. And nope, I had news from friends of mine in LA that there's a freaking big caravan from San Francisco arriving, and there's like a news team waiting for them in LA. Like, what the fuck is that? What does that mean? They're driving their cars. Like, what do you
Wow.
mean driving their cars? They're in a big group. They started from Canada, and then some of
Wow.
them joined with Oregon, Washington. So there's like pockets of different groups, right? San
That's super
Francisco,
cool.
fuck yeah, man. Like, so I was I think I was in that host hotel waiting for that caravan, and next thing you know, like, yep, freaking San Francisco Minis arrived with a bunch of cars, all dirty, and they all come out of their cars, hands are dirty. They were saying that, yeah, one of our guys like broke a
breakdown.
yeah, one of them broke a wheel bearing, so we all had to stop and help the guy because you opened their boot lid and there are a bunch of parts in there. Like, what the fuck? Like, like, that's fucking awesome. It's like, for me, after I saw that, man, one day I'm gonna be in a caravan like that. I'm gonna drive my car and wear that badge where I made it to Mini Meet West from afar.
Right.
I mean, everybody was looking at this group like there's some kind of like hometown heroes coming back from war. Like, how? And then the following year, I trailered the car. I said, I'm gonna go because I want to witness. I saw how fun it was, right? And I think it was a Santa Rosa. I already got this car, the CRX 90B built.
Yeah.
So I attended the Santa Rosa Mini Meet West, and then same thing again. A bunch of freaking caravan coming from Canada, like, all over with their cars, and then it's a different group. But god damn, like, how do you? I mean, even if I have like a really good car that I know is dependable, it's the fear of breaking down in the side of the road.
What's the worst that could happen?
Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you build how do you overcome that? How do you get that confidence?
Listen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you know. I did a road trip last year, and unfortunately, I can't go on this one. It was a rally up to Idaho, so I drove my car from Southern California up to Idaho.
Wow.
Across Idaho, and then I came over to the coast and drove it back down. It was about 3,000 miles, and
Holy
I had
crap.
just finished building my engine, dropped it in, fixed a few things, and I was like, I gotta go, and I just left, and I was just fixing things on the way, but knock on wood, I never broke down. There's like,
Yeah.
I had like a reoccurring brake issue the whole time that it would kind of lock up on me, that I had to kind of just roadside fix, and a few little gremlins here and there. But it was like, wait, what's the worst that can happen? I'll never be like, yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere, but there's still cars. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so it was fun, man.
Every year I would
it
call-
was hard.
Yeah. Every year, every Mini Meet West now, I would make sure I have my AAA Premier account, like up in good standing. I want to make sure it's updated. I want to make sure my routes. I've always the common questions I ask is like, where are the steep hills? Like, where are the common rush hour traffics happen on the route, right? Because I've been studying this since 2016, and then 2018 we did it in Oregon. So that was like that was when I met Patty Hopkirk. So I trailered the car again. This time it was different. This was like the most memorable Mini Meet West I attended, because Oregon Mini Society, is that the name? Their name? The Oregon Club, Mini Owner Oregon Club. They were organizing a trip where you get to have a VIP. You get to be included in the top 30 to have lunch with Patty.
Dang.
So you bring your pictures, you bring your helmets, you get to have lunch with them in a small ballroom. It was beautiful. It was a really nice small event. It was intimate. Everybody had their fair share to talk to Patty, and I was one of them. I was super blessed. It was organized by Jeremy Thorpe and Eric and those guys from Jet Motors and the Oregon Mini Society.
Right.
They were super organized club. They were able to make that happen. Man, Jeremy and Newland, Eric Newland, they're good friends, great friends, close friends with Patty Hopkirk. So I met the guy. Yeah, he signed my. I brought some stuff here, so he signed my Corker helmet. This is what they wore back in the day. It was a cork and leather helmet where the rally drivers would wear. So I have two. I have three of these. They stink so bad.
Are
Yeah.
those like the real ones or repro?
No, these are the real ones.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So they're called Ever Oak. The brand is Ever Oak.
Those are
You-
so cool.
So you'll find them on eBay. Yeah, you'll find them on eBay in different configurations, but these I believe are D helmets. And so Sterling Moss wore this one too. Patty, everybody wore this. And yeah, he signed it. He signed this one. He signed the dash of my car. He signed like the photo. So I have like a couple of these, like he signed right there. Yeah, and then I told Patty, would you be okay if you come check out my car at the car show tomorrow? And yeah, he went to the car show and he saw the car, sat in the car, make jokes about the car. He's yeah, that was yeah. So the Oregon Mini Meet West was the memorable one. I trailered the car, but yeah, that's when I saw those freaking San Francisco club again driving with like yeah, they're superhero. Like for me, they're like my superheroes. In Mini, like oh, you drove. Like there's this guy like Mini. It's a Mr. Jim Predmore, right? Like he will tell you, yeah, my Mini Cooper S never been in a trailer, always driven to all Mini Meet West, never been in a trailer. You'll hear him.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Hey,
great guy.
let's plan next year then. Wherever it is, we're gonna drive.
I think you just have to plan it. I think
Yeah,
you just have
it's
to plan it.
Yeah, you just gotta plan your spots, plan your
You
route.
have to plan it. So I think, yeah. So the next one's gonna be Mini East meets West, but like after that, maybe the next one.
East meets West.
Yeah. So there's like so where the East and West
Meet in the middle somewhere.
meet in the middle. So they're gonna do it at Spearfish in South Dakota. So
Let's go.
yeah. Oh my God, I don't know.
Come on, let's do it.
That's like uncharted waters for me, but.
All right, that's
but-
pretty far, but
But no. I think proper planning with a good group,
Yeah.
with a good support. You just have to have a plan. I think if you have a plan, you'll be okay.
yeah.
But I think the most problems I encounter with people not going is the lack of awareness that hey, people thought it was a regular car show. People think it's like a regular meet and greet or but it's a culture. I think Mini Meet West is a culture that I'd like to keep going, every year because it's an opportunity for, let's say you live in SoCal or I live in San Francisco. If this goes away, I must admit, like it's the numbers are kind of like dwindling down after the pandemic, and it's just like you just have to. I want to keep it alive because I want to be able to like reach out and see builders. I want to see the Oregon guys, the Canadian guys. I want to have like this annual big gathering of minis, owners, friends in person, where we could keep networking because I mean you and me we're gonna get to that age where where you're gonna have a lot more time with your Mini.
Yeah.
And I wanna Mini Meet West to be there still because I just don't want to drive around my neighborhood all the time. I want to be able to go somewhere where
Right.
there's a hotel that's been organized for you. There's like a rally that's been organized for you, lunch, everything.
For sure.
And it's something that I've always wanted to look forward to. It's what makes me excited about because like I mean like SoCal Classic Minis. I love what you guys are doing. I love because in my backyard here in Vacaville, I don't have that much of that unless I go drive with the San Francisco club. But you guys, I see a lot of the younger mini owners coming out now, which is super super nice. And I love the enthusiasm. I like that they're coming out. Because back in the day, it's like, crap, man, I can't even. It's an unattainable car.
Yeah.
But now there's like a lot of ways where people like they get passionate about it.
Can figure it
and
out.
They make it happen. You don't have to wait till you're 65 and retire to get your dream car these days.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to make it happen, there's like a lot of ways to make it happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I wanna keep it alive, and it's something that maybe a lot of us can collaborate on, because I believe we are like the next in line for that one. Yeah.
I agree, man. Like, listen, I think it's such an awesome thing. I love minis, so, but two, like I said, it looks like an amazing event, organized, and you kind of hit it on the head. Is SoCal Classic Minis just kind of happened because it was a few guys that had minis that, hey, where do we go do some meets or cruises or whatever in the area, and then like it wasn't a thing, and it just turned in like, hey, I want to join that. Hey, I want to, so it turned into this like Facebook group, Instagram, and we just post on there. But I know a lot of guys in the group that love events and things and want to constantly do stuff. And I think with that alone, just everyone kind of coming together and making it better and better and better, and it'll keep it alive for sure. I mean, I don't think it's going anywhere, and I don't think anyone wants to change it. Yeah, I just think everyone wants to keep it alive. I think for sure. It's because who doesn't want to look at all the cars, right? And then, hey, okay, now we looked at all the cars. Let's go for a sweet rally through the canyons in Southern California or Central Coast, and then let's do some freaking autocross in the parking lot. Everyone wants to do that.
Everybody wants to do that. Like there's because it's a well organized event. You have builders helping out to inspect your car to make sure it's safe. They won't let you autocross without them looking at your car. They would check your wheel bearings. They check. Yeah, these are all great volunteers. Like Nick Upton, Nick Upton, Russell, Christoph. Like they're all from different clubs, and they're all volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers per event. Yeah. We made sure we put the right people, like great minds, specializing in different stuff. We have T-shirts, we have merch. It was great. And then on top of that, I think one of the best part of it too is because it's every year is different. You have also an opportunity to explore the area with your wife or your significant other, your family. So the best part, one of the best parts of Mini Meet West this year was I get to taste Santa Maria tri-tip. Oh my God, that was like the steaks are awesome, man. The world famous. We went to this restaurant with a couple of friends of ours, Martin Allard and Ramey, and good friends that I met through the club, through the event also. Right. Yeah. So the Hitching Post was a great restaurant that. It was so popular. It was like middle of nowhere. It was on the route to the rally. So we went. I think we went there on a weekday, and that place is packed. You got to make a reservation. And so every Mini Meet West, me and my wife would like research like what else is great about this town, right? And so it's part of the fun for sure. Yeah, it's part of the fun. Like, I'm pretty sure like from the people from the north. Like when they went to San Diego, it's a great opportunity for them to bring their kids. So some of them stayed longer. Same thing with Santa Maria. Some of them stayed longer. I believe like Murr and a couple more guys stayed longer so they could go to Disneyland, and they're all coming from Canada. Right. So Yeah, so some people like they went wine tasting. They went to the beach. My wife went to Pismo. I was kind of bummed. I didn't. I was able to go because I was filming. But yeah, my wife enjoyed Mini Meet West this year. And I drove. Oh my God! So I drove the car. Holy shit! I drove the car for like freaking 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and then we did my stops. But my wife followed. I kind of sort of cheated, but my wife drove her. My wife
vehicle.
drove. Yeah, she had a support vehicle where I had like a bunch of cameras.
Okay.
A lot of cameras. Oh my God, I brought like what 4 or 5 types of cameras. One of my hobbies. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, especially for a photography nerd like me.
Hell yeah.
I get to take photos.
Awesome. I mean, listen, whatever you guys need, I'm always willing to help and
for sure,
collaborate and any input, whatever it is. Like I said, I love minis. I love all things minis. I love talking minis, cars in general. So, and I like going to meets. I don't have too many around here because I gotta go typically more LA to meet up with people. There's not too many people around here that have.
Where are you again, Michael?
I'm in Ventura County.
Ventura
Oxnard.
County. Okay, Oxnard. Okay.
Yeah. So right on the tip there. So there's some great roads up here. I go to Ojai and there's drive up there.
Oh man, my wife did her bachelorette party there. I've heard a lot of good things about.
It's good things. It's a cool spot.
It's a cool spot. Yeah, we
can hold a mini meets west up there. There's some great roads up there.
Oh man, yeah. Maybe a talk with the clubs would be great. Yeah, maybe you guys could. Yeah, I think you guys should. I think you guys should. What do you call that? Inherit Mula.
I don't know if anyone wants to actually run a club, but we'll see. Like you said, running the Facebook group is hard enough. Like vetting people to try to come in. We'll see. Listen, I'm all for keeping,
baby steps. Baby steps,
keeping everything alive. I don't like
baby steps.
That's why I like this podcast because it kind of keeps.
Oh man, I know.
It's
right?
like just keeping thing alive, getting stories out there that otherwise would just be buried. So.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you want to do a little Patty Probe action?
What is the Patty Probe action?
Oh, gotcha. So Patty Probe is just a few questions. We try to do rapid fire. We usually jibber jabber a few minutes on each question, but they're just mini related questions that may or may not be controversial. I don't know.
Okay, we'll try. I saw a couple of them. So I don't know what's applicable to me.
Hey, you own a mini; they're all applicable.
I'll try my best.
What's your favorite mini variant?
Oh man, like the Mark I Cooper S for sure.
Easy. How many minis have you owned, and how many do you currently own?
So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had 5. I currently own 2. This one's a 997 1964, and I have a 1965 pickup in the trailer right now.
Dun dun dun.
Project. It's a project.
We'll get you back on to talk about that because I think that one's going to be cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want to turn that into an overlander.
Yeah. It's super cool. This one's an interesting. I'm curious to hear yours because you've done a lot of period correct, I guess, if you would say, mods to your tribute car.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific mini modification that you've done that you were really excited about that you got made or purchased for your mini?
Oh shit, it's a lot of them. I think the most memorable one was the light brackets. The light brackets I have.
Yeah.
I had to.
Did you make those or?
Yeah. I bought a part, but it was missing a part because I know how the part looks like, and I know how it's supposed to be, so I had to fabricate. It's like it's one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of these. It's like a tubular aluminum, A cylinder I broke in 45-degree half, and then there's a bracket, aluminum bracket that's supposed to support it with rivets. Yeah, I pound that thing like a crazy guy, in the shop, That one, and then my dashboards. The dashboards is like a very
Super
very
cool.
challenging, because I had to I had to play around with the crinkling, wrinkling. What do you call that? The paint where you
Like the
apply
wrinkle paint or whatever it's
wrinkle
called.
finish. Yeah, so you had to like
Wrinkle paint.
I had to build like a box so I could distribute heat evenly, and put the dash panels inside, and then paint them flat black. It's crazy.
Dang. Yeah, that dash is super cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of people love this question is if you could have a drink, coffee, beer, or tea with one mini celeb, who would it be? I know you already, kind of had lunch with Patty Hopkirk. Is there somebody else?
Oh man, right now, maybe I don't know if the guy drinks tea, coffee, but I'll drink whatever. It's it's two guys. Two guys I want to meet and have a good conversation about the works rally cars. It's Mr. Guy Smith and Mr. Mike Hirons. Both these guys are the one that helped me build my car, and both of them also promised that they'll let me sit in an actual real works car, the LBL 666D, and I believe the other one's a 56 EBL. Can't remember, but both are Patty Hopkirk cars too.
Yeah.
Yup. Oh yeah.
Man, that'd be cool. Those are good answers, and it's a wealth of knowledge out there. So,
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You have no idea. This podcast, 1 hour is not enough.
no. The plan is to kind of get you guys back on eventually, and kind of because it's there's a lot of stories, a lot of
stories. This is just like the tip of it,
stories, tech talk, and
oh yeah, for sure.
Dennis, I appreciate you being on. Where can the people find you? Anything else that you want them to know?
Yeah, so I have quite a couple of social media pages. So let's start. So I'm frequently on Instagram. It's the Den Show, THE_DENSHOW, or they just type my full name, Dennis Santarinala, and they'll find me there. It's a page for all my hobbies. So I'm into old cameras like these. So I'm into these.
So cool.
So cool, yeah. So I'm into like photography, filmmaking, classic minis, leather, all that stuff. And I also have my Facebook, just my full name. And then I also have my website, DennisSantarinala.com, where I showcase a lot of my graphic design, website. No, not website design, but photography. Because I'm into film. I shoot a lot of film too.
Amazing. Yeah. I'll get all the links and kind of post them into the show notes and stuff like that. So
yeah, quite a mouthful.
Again, yeah, a lot of them. But it's cool stuff. And like I said, to have you on again and talk about some of your other hobbies, because
for sure.
I think a lot of people would like the film and the leather and the denim and the wood.
Oh
like,
my
so
God!
many.
Jesus Christ! Yeah. Yep.
Well, I appreciate you being on, and I will catch you guys on the next one.